If you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, Last on the Road subscribers and followers. I made a video a few days ago about the differences between a $3 paid campsite that has the same amenities as this free campsite that we're in. And I'll put a link to that video right here. And in my opinion, there is absolutely no difference between the two. As a matter of fact, I do believe that this campsite is cleaner than the paid site because Carolyn and I have been going around almost nightly picking up trash. But one of the comments, frequent comments to this video was they felt like that the free campsites are not maintained as well as paid campsites. And you know what? I can't argue with you. You're absolutely right. It's terrible. Which is only another reason why I'm going to encourage folks to come out here. I had a subscriber come by the other day. This makes the third one in 3 weeks. It's just absolutely fascinating. Stayed at this campsite, and I noticed that he, like I do, swept the bathrooms. That is the point I want to make, is there are so many people tearing these campsites up, these free campsites up, that there's nobody coming around to pick them up because of the people who trashed them up. Well, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to control the people who trash them up. I don't know. I mean, I hope we can. I don't know how to do that. It does make a lot of sense that if we could come out here and do what Carolyn and I do and pick them up, clean the bathrooms, make it so the rangers want to come out here and try to help you maintain them. I mean, why should they do it now? The only people that come out here is trashing them up. Why come out just so the next person can come out and trash them up? We had some kids out here the other day, and I was thinking about this. Two moms brought their kids out and let them camp over. But I got to thinking about it. We went over to their campsite, and it was dang near spotless. There was a couple breakfast bar wrappers, just pieces of wrappers that that they would have looked for. But I could imagine that mother going over there and saying, "Okay, kids, let's clean up. Come on." And they'd all run around and clean up, and then mom would come around and say, "Well, you missed this, and you missed that, and you missed this," and all those kids went back out and cleaned up again. What a life lesson. Remember back in the 70s and maybe even 80s, there was Woodsy the Owl. Give a hoot, don't pollute. When's the last time you saw one of those commercials? And the only reason I really remember the commercial is because when we were at Hawk Point Campground in Virginia, there was an old faded sign on the entrance of the campground that said, "Give a hoot, don't pollute." The national forest, and I've said this in several videos, are being neglected. People aren't coming out here. Now I know why they're not coming out here. They're not coming out here because they're trashed. Why are they trashed? Because only the people who trash them come out here. And to further this point, when we were at Hawk Point with the sign, the old faded sign of Woodsy the Owl, there was a tent camper there who, I don't know what the deal was, what the story was, and I'll give you a little history on this. We got there, there's tent full of bags of clothes. It's apparent they haven't been there in several days because they had a trash bag that they threw on the campfire ring, but they didn't burn it, they didn't do anything with it, they just threw this bag of trash there. The animals got into it, tore it all up, made a big huge mess. Carolyn and I went over there and we shoveled up all the trash, put it in bags, threw it in the back of the truck, took it to town, dumped it, the whole deal. This was on the first night we were there. And that trash had probably been there for several days because about a week earlier we drove through and we saw the tent there. It had been there, but the trash hadn't been destroyed just yet. So when we come back, the trash had been destroyed. So who knows how long that had been there. Now, here's the thing. If you come out here to go camping at these free campsites, even though you'd have to resist the urge not to because it's trash, not only would you be teaching your kids things about how to take care of nature, you would also be helping the animals themselves. Because the animals who got into that trash bag can become dependent on the food that the campers leave behind. And as soon as there's no food source, then they have no way of actually obtaining food because they've lost their ability to hunt and all these things. It's one of the biggest problems they used to have with bears. I mean, you see signs all the time. If a fed bear is a dead bear, they had those posted all over the Kentucky National Forest. Essentially means one or two things are going to happen. You feed them, they're going to become adapted to eating and they won't hunt. The other problem is now they become used to humans. And when the bears get used to humans, then the rangers have to euthanize the bear. So if you come out here and pick up the trash, you'll be cleaning the place up, making a nice environment for others to come and camp, or for you to come back and camp at. You teach your kids how to clean up a campsite, and you help the animals. I mean, why wouldn't you come out here to show the world that this is a beautiful place and that we need to preserve it and take care of it, just like we would our own backyard? Like I said, I don't know how to keep people from trashing these places, but I do know how to clean them up. And like I said, this campground that Carolyn and I are staying at is a lot better than that campground that I told you about the other day as far as cleanliness. Yeah, the other place is trash. Carolyn and I have actually talked about going over there and cleaning it up. And it has a trash can, a dumpster that you can throw trash into. But they don't. They just throw it on the ground. Again, I appeal to you to come out to these free campsites to not only enjoy the nature, but maybe we can also clean it up. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.